Hello again and welcome back to the PhatPhish Guitar Studio, where today we're going to be taking a look at picking, not so much a picking exercise as a picking workout, because there's quite a lot in this. Now, whether this is something you can incorporate in its entirety as part of a practice session, or whether you just do a little bit each day as part of your daily practice routine, well, we'll talk in a little bit about how you can possibly employ this. Let's take a look now at what's actually in the exercises themselves. Now, to address a few different aspects of your playing. First of all, it's about improving your picking technique. It's getting into the pattern of strict down, up, alternate picking. Secondly, it's about the dexterity in your fretting hand. Thirdly, it's about coordination between your picking hand and your fretting hand. And fourthly, it's about improving your general playing speed. So there's a few different aspects to this. So all the patterns we'll play here are basically going to be one finger per fret across a 4-fret stretch. If you're playing on an electric and you've got plenty of reach right the way up the neck, then start at around the 12th fret. If you're playing this on an acoustic and you can't go as high up, then start kind of as high as you can go using a 4-fret stretch, so maybe starting at the 9th fret, if you can only kind of go up as far as the 12th fret before you start to run into the body of the acoustic guitar. Playing an electric here, so we're going to start off at the 12th fret, and basically it's one finger per fret, starting at the 12th fret. And just starting on the first string with the down up pattern with the picking hand, so it's down up from 12th, 13th, 14th and the 15th fret, and play that pattern across all 6 strings, going down to the bottom E string and then back up at the top. Now, getting the basic dynamics of that's one thing. Which we also need to look at is getting the timing spot on, and for this really you need a metronome. Whether you're using a dedicated metronome as an actual thing, or you're just using a metronome app on your phone, or if you want, there's a metronome app that you can download from my website, sort of like a little companion to PhatPhish. You can get it from here. I'll put a link in the information section below as well. And what I would recommend you do is start off with the metronome at what is a comfortable pace for you to play evenly. What you need to be able to play is one finger per fret, one note after another, at a very steady pace. Each note has the same duration as all the others. What you don't want is type of thing where some notes are lasting longer than others. This needs to be really smooth and really even. And if you start off with a metronome and you play too fast, you'll struggle. Start slow and build the speed up. Okay, so what you're looking to do with this, so like this first exercise, is that 1, 2, 3, 4 pattern across all 6 strings at the 12th fret, then take it down to the 11th fret, and so on until you get right the way down to playing it down to the bottom of the neck. So that's basically the first exercise in our workout. What we're going to do now is the same thing, but rather than starting at the 12th fret and going down to the 1st, let's repeat the pattern and go from the 1st fret and bring it up to the top. there's our first exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4 across all 6 strings, right the way down the neck and right the way back up again. And what we can do for this exercise is work out all the combinations of the notes that we've got there. So we started off with the basic example of 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we could change the order around, say play 1, 2, 4, 3, or 1, 3, 2, 4, or 1, 4, 2, 3, or 1, 4, 3, 2. All the different combinations of those 4 notes. Starting off with the first finger at the lowest fret. So there you've got half a dozen different combinations of those 4 notes starting off on the first finger. And you can take that pattern, play it across all 6 strings, right the way down the neck and right the way back up again. Do the same thing again, but for this next exercise we start off on the second finger. So we start off with the second finger at the, say, the 13th fret and play 2, 1, 3, 4, and so on. And then think about what are all the combinations of those 4 notes where we start on the second. So we've got 2, 1, 3, 4, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 3, 1, 4, and so on, all the combinations. And you play that pattern across all 6 strings in all 6 in all the frets from the top down to the bottom and back up again. Same thing again with all those 4 notes, but starting on the third finger as the first note in the pattern. The same thing again with all of the notes starting with the fourth note as the fourth finger as your first note in the pattern. Across all 6 strings, right the way down the neck and right the way up. So from that you've got 24 different combinations of notes that you can play across all 6 strings in all positions. Now that, if you work it out, is going to be quite a lot. What I'd suggest you do, because we were talking before about using the metronome, is you start off the exercise, have the metronome at what is a comfortable pace, and possibly as you move your way through all of these different combinations, just knock the metronome up to 1 beat a minute, 2 beats a minute perhaps, as you work between each exercise and kind of build your speed up. You know, how much you can accelerate the pace just depends on your abilities and how quickly you're getting into this. You might find you're stuck at playing, you know, a certain number of beats per minute, and you actually like that for a few days or even a week or two before you can really start to step the pace up. But the important thing is that you work at a speed that suits you and you don't try to rush yourself. As soon as you try to rush yourself, your picking becomes uneven, and this exercise is about the opposite of that. It's about building the speed up whilst keeping your picking very, very tight and very, very metrical. So as you can see, there's quite a lot there, but there's more to it than that. We've talked about playing that pattern across all 6 strings. What you can do is play the same sort of exercises through, you know, up to 24 different combinations of notes, but playing them on pairs of strings. So playing through, say, just on the top 2 strings. And then playing the same thing on strings 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 4 and 5, 5 and 6, then going up 6 and 5, 5 and 4, 4 and 3, 3 and 2, 2 and 1, all the way down the neck, all the way back up again. Try playing the same thing just on single string, all the way down and all the way up. Lots and lots of combinations. So this is what I was saying before. You might struggle to fit all of this into one practice session. Maybe take just a certain number of combinations of those notes and play so many per day as part of your daily practice routine, rather than trying to fit it all into one session. The thing with this is it can become a little bit boring, a little bit monotonous, a little bit tedious, because you're going through something. It's a little bit samey, and it's important that you don't just get into a rut and you start to almost like resent your practice time because it's hard work, it's boring or whatever. By doing a little bit perhaps each day as part of your daily practice routine, you know, having some days off and coming back to it, that's all good, as long as you keep your interest in it and you don't start to like resent doing the exercise because it bores you. It's a bit like I enjoy going running, and I would much rather be going running on a nice sunny day out. You know, I live in the countryside, so I can go running along country lanes, nice scenery and all that. If it's lashing down with rain or freezing cold, then actually yes, I would probably rather be inside on a treadmill. At least I'm warm. It's a bit boring in terms of scenery. But if I was forcing myself to go out running every day, yes, I know it's keeping me fit, I know it's keeping me healthy and all that, but if some days I'm getting cold and I'm getting soaking wet, I'm going to end up resenting that exercise and I'll not want to do it. So I'll change it around, and I'll do some sessions I'll go into the gym, go on the treadmill, or perhaps just have a day off and not do it at all. The important thing is that I do it at a level where I get the benefit out of the exercise, but I'm not doing the exercise so much that it's just kind of grinding me down. And it's the same with guitar. You've got to do it at a pace that suits you, and you're not forcing yourself, so you're getting the benefit out of the exercise, and you do it in the right sort of amount that you still want to sit down and practice your guitar and play your guitar. You're not dreading like that next practice session because you know it's going to be the same boring monotony that you've been going through for the past day after day, week after week, you know. Sort of thing, you'll know how much time you can dedicate to your practice, and basically just how much capacity you've got for this type of exercise. So adapt it into your daily practice routine as best suits you. Okay, there's an awful lot in there, so plenty for you to practice. I hope you find that useful and you get some enjoyment out of it, as much as you can out of a really metrical exercise like that. But hopefully, if you start slow, steady and build the pace up, you will start to see the benefit in terms of your dexterity and your basic picking technique and the speed that you can play at. And if you want to be getting into shredding, this is the sort of exercise that all the top shredding guitarists have done at some point in their life, and possibly still do to one degree or another, to keep the motor skills and the picking technique honed, because if you want to shred, this is the sort of thing you need to do. Okay, I hope you found that useful. If you did, then please click like, subscribe, comment, all the various options that YouTube gives you down there. And if you've got any other questions or you want to suggest a subject for a future video, then you can go here and submit your question or your comment or whatever. If you do, please tell me who you are, where you are in the world, and it's always nice to know a little bit about the people who are watching these videos. Okay, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in another video next time. Bye for now.